Hello everyone, today we're going to turn your Chevy Colorado LT Series truck and Chevy or GMC Canyon, so it's twin brother, into a ZR2. If your truck is not a ZR2, this is how you can do it. Everything is a bolt-on, it's really easy to do. This truck that I have here is a two-wheel drive, but four-wheel drive would be the same thing. So I'm taking apart the upper control arm, and it starts spinning, the upper control and bar joint. It is a 6mm, fits inside of there. With an 18mm, put it on the bolt. It'll pop it right loose, it'll come off real quick. Got that already, took the bottom loose, a little persuasion. Gonna take all these bolts off, this whole thing, spindle, hub, this whole bearing comes in and replaced together, bearing, spindle.
Adjusters to lower control arms, take a Sharpie and make a mark on the front and back, so you can basically send back where they were and make it down to the line together. Adjusters.
The front one is pressed in, the back one is keyed, so it only fits in there one way. So don't put an impact on the front one, just on the back bolt. The back one's the same way. Upper shock tower, 18mm. Control arm bolts are 21 and 21. That's it, taken apart. Time to put it back together. Show you how to do the spindles real quick. Spindles and the knuckles are real easy. Obviously it's a two-wheel drive, so I have to mess with the drive shafts. If you are doing a regular Colorado non-ZR2 and doing this and it's a four-wheel drive, this is going to be totally different. Your bearings and everything are going to be different, but this is a two-wheel drive, so I'm not messing with the axle shafts either. It says it on there, but anyway, everything else is the same. Bust it up. You don't have an impact cheater. Take these loose on the truck. After you take off the tie rod end, you can just turn it, get to the back of these really easy, you can pop them loose. For two-wheel drive, this little cover plate just pops right off. plug back in. Can't mess up because there's a recess in here. In the factory, these have Loctite on them. Another shot of blue Loctite. A couple of threads down, because the end of the threads actually poke through the knuckles. Here's a problem between the ZR2 lower arm and non-ZR2 knuckle. Big gap. Perfect. No gap. Lower ball joint is much larger on the ZR2 than it is on the non-ZR2s. Reassembly, just doing the reverse. These actually have a little left and right stamped right on them, so you can't mess them up. But we are going to do something different. When we took out the upper control arm bolts, they actually go in this way, so the nut's hidden back here inside this recess. We're going to put it back in and push them through the other way. That way, when the truck is sitting on the ground, we drive around the block and it comes up to ride height, we can get back in here real easy on the bolt and torque these down. The upper ones don't have anything for the alignment inside of them, so once they're torqued down, you don't have to mess with them. The lower ones actually have all the camber, caster, and everything adjustment in them, so just snug those down. You take them over to the alignment guy, he'll readjust all these. He's going to take both lower ones loose anyway, and he'll torque them down when he's done. Look on the top of the shock too, it actually says out. That way it goes out. Put the nuts back on these so when you're messing around with them and hitting them on the ground and such, it doesn't mess up the threads. Bottom shock, 15 millimeter. Oh, that was an 18 millimeter. Those are metal lock threads, so highly recommend one of these. So in the bottom of the ball joint, there is a 6 millimeter hex. When you try and put the bolt, tighten the bolt back up, it just spins around circles. So I found an 1/16 works the best. You know, it's the metric size, but it fits right on there. Same with the top. When it starts spinning around, always a 6 millimeter fits right into the bottom here. So you can tighten it up. And this bolt again is an 18 millimeter. I can't believe it worked. It forced the top of the arm down into the knuckle and actually tightened up enough I could put a socket on it and just tighten it up without using the hex head. ZR2 tie rod, and it actually says ZR2 right on it, so you can't confuse them. Count how many turns you did. I didn't loosen the bolt, so should be good. .21 millimeter. So if the outer tie rod starts spinning, it is 10 millimeter on top, 13/16 for the nut. Seems to fit perfect. Remember to match the rotor up with the forks. Torque's 30. Sorry, they're 18. ABS sensor, same, torque's 30. Don't over torque it, plastic would crack it. And a little 10 millimeter bolt for the ABS sensor up inside the caliper. It's a 10 millimeter. Snag it down. And that's it. Put it back on the ground and drive it back and forth a little bit. Get so it sits at ride height level. Torque up the upper control arm bolts and re-torque the bottom ones just enough to get them down to the alignment shop. And we're all set. Thanks for watching. I got rid of the sway bar because that won't work either. Tie rod end rings. Also, I put on the rear shocks. They are a 100% bolt-on affair. That was easy. Also, I put these on like last week, and I put a zip tie up inside there so I can see if these actually bottomed out, because you never want your shock to bottom out onto itself. And you can see it has not, there's still like over an inch